Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to take a look at a camp that I just recently built. I built one a while ago with one of my other alternate alt characters, and I really like this area, and I was just kind of thinking, where can I build? And I just thought, hey, I'm just going to go back to Pickett's Fort. So Pickett's Fort's just at the bottom there, so it's kind of neat. What I really like about this location is your ability to kind of build the steps kind of down the mountain, or most way down the mountain, depending on how far you want to go. Depending if you wanted some water purifiers and stuff, right, as well, right? So it does have a little pond behind me. I'll show you what the feature there. I'll show you where we are and what I did with the steps, and then some other kind of features in the area. Just a quick build. I'm not a sophisticated builder by any means. There's a lot fancier, nicer camps out there. I'm a pretty simple builder, right? Just kind of a basic functional camp, right? Anyway, let me show you where I'm at the map. I'm just on the mountain, kind of behind Palace of the Winding Path. On the map, not really there. We kind of looking kind of towards this direction. One of the nice things about this location, you can actually see the space station, or if I'd get a better view looking at that way. But anyway, the space station down there, or the crater, is kind of in the distance. So you get this gorgeous view that you can take advantage of. Of course, you've got Pickett's Fort. If you like wood, it's kind of neat in that location. But yeah, look at those mountain views, just absolutely beautiful mountain views in this location. And then I'll show you from the top floor. We get even better, incredible views, right? So anyway, this is kind of my camp, like I said, just a pretty basic camp build, nothing too fancy. Again, taking advantage of all these views down to Pickett's Fort. There's also a little pond at the back here, which has a purifier, but you can't use it. So my only disappointment, I guess, from this location is this purifier that you just can't connect anymore. You used to be able to connect some power to it, but it didn't give you any water anyway. So I guess they took that out just so maybe people weren't connecting to it or something. I don't know. But yeah, I can't actually connect to power, but you can drop some water purifiers in here. So if you're looking for a location and you don't care about the stairs in the front, you can actually go much further back and put a whole bunch of water purifiers, which I really like. It's kind of a really neat pond little location at the top here. Lots of, even with us so close to the edge, lots of room to build at, which is kind of cool. Now there is I believe an aluminum vein somewhere in these rocks here. I couldn't find it again. I tried to go look for it, but I've seen it in the past. I think there's one there. There's this little cave deal. There's a little cave thing here as well. You can't really climb into it, but anyway, somewhere in the mountain, I think there's a little aluminum vein over there as well, and there's also a lead vein here as well. Not a deposit, just to make sure we don't confuse deposits and veins. It's just a deposit, so a vein. So let me show you where that's at. So right over here. So those that want to click lead and put in your excavator, you should be able to get three lead and some aluminum there, right? There's also some what I like about this location as well. There's some scavengers around and travelers around, so you get them kind of. I think this is I've turned off my HUD, but yeah, you get a scavenger and a couple of NPCs around on top of your regular NPCs as well, which is kind of cool as well. They come into your camp. And I even saw the scavenger put on a clown hat for the first time. I've never seen an NPC do that, but she was wearing a clown hat, which is kind of cool. Of course, then you got some extra little, got some guns here. You got some extra resources, some wood, some fishing rod there, spices, and there's some more wood, and I think a gun up here as well. Some pots and pans and stuff. And like I said, you got the water as well, so if you need dirty water. Really cool little spots. But anyway, let's get into let me show you the inside of the camp. What I've done, of course, in my previous build, I used this whole area at the back here to plant crops. So if you want lots of crops and veggies, you got all this extra space if you wanted to use that. I just wanted to keep it neat in this case. So I just put some crops. You do get enemies that spawn. I've had mole rats that spawn here. I've had scorpions. I had 4 scorpions yesterday that come out the ground. I've had super mutants, which I think I don't remember that from the last time. They spawn as well. There's my crops. All nicely neatly laid out compared to last time. Okay, let me just show you the camp. Got a couple of shelters here. My ally. Anyway, this is the new power armor station, which is kind of cool. I think it's kind of neat. So yeah, I generally like open plan sort of concept buildings myself. That's kind of just what I do. Yeah, these steps are kind of cool as well. I've got a little kitchen area. My crafting was downstairs, as you saw, and I just built a little kitchen area. Got a little lounge area. Yeah. Now there are some trees. Yeah, it's a little tricky. You got to build around the trees, but I like the kind of shape that turns out to be. And then finally, on the top floor, I have sort of a bedroom area. And again, you get these beautiful views from the top of Pickett's Fort, the space station in the distance there, the valley and stuff, right? Just gorgeous views, in my opinion. So let me show you the steps, which I really like the steps here. So if you did want to actually go down to Pickett's Fort, again, you can just run down the side of the mountain or jump down if you've got power armor or some pro card. But anyway, you can actually build these steps. They're a little tricky to get into. I did a better job this time than I did in my last camp. But these ones actually, I managed to get it fitted perfectly. So normally what I do is I'll start at the bottom and then I'll work my way up. Trying to work from the top to the bottom is tricky, but going from the bottom, and it's kind of, I'll show you where I started. If you guys wanted to try and replicate this a little bit, I'll tell you where I started. But anyway, so you can just come up here, up these steps, and then, you know, you're in your camp, which kind of cool. It creates this little corridor, if you will, which really turned out quite nicely. I'm really happy with pleased how that turned out, right? So, okay, and you go down. I've got these rickety steps, which I just thought it being appropriate to have these rickety looking steps down the side of a precarious mountain, which I kind of like as well, right? So like I said, I started at the bottom, and if you guys wanted to kind of see where I placed the foundation here, it's kind of just, you know, the position of the rock. So you kind of just play around with it a little bit, and you kind of just build your way up, and then try and fit it. So there's kind of, you know, if you use this kind of right rock as a base or as kind of starting point, and kind of, you know, almost halfway, not quite halfway, and then place it, and then build some ladders, some steps, and you go up, and you can build that, right? And then just down here, because I'm high up, I could have moved my camp unit around. Probably, I want to do, like I said, I wanted to include the pond, so I wanted to get some purifiers in there, plus be able to build the steps. So again, if you don't really care about the steps too much, which I think is one of the nicest features in my opinion, but then just move it back and you get some more pond, and you can put more purifiers, or if you don't care about the ponds, you can move it forward, and then you could actually probably build steps all the way down, possibly, if you brought your camp unit down a little bit, right? But anyway, as you can see down here, this is kind of the furthest I could actually go down with building, and it's just high enough that you can't really jump to it. If you had a jetpack, you could get up here, but it's got this ledge here, so even somebody without marsupial or power pack, or, you know, can actually just jump up on these rocks. As you can see, I'm just jumping up here. Let me see if I can actually do it. And there's this ledge here you can actually kind of walk along. It's a little precarious, but you can kind of just walk along. Let me see if I'm able to do it without falling. I think I missed it there. Let me go back. Yeah. So yeah, even without marsupial, you can actually get up in here if you know how. But it gives you kind of this avenue directly into Pickett's Fort. So you can actually jump down there, go to Pickett's Fort, do your thing, collect some resources. There's some caps down there, and then if you wanted to kind of come up here, you could come up that way. Otherwise, you could just run around the mountains a little bit further, but you could kind of run around there and go straight to the top. You don't need those steps, to be honest. But anyway, it's kind of I like that feature myself. And then lastly, there is actually a power armor setup here. So for those that are trying to get some Raider power armor or just want some power armor, there's a lot of challenges to scrap power armor, things like that. And you've got basically a power armor set. I don't know how regular it spawns, but it will spawn now and then. So yeah, you just server up a little bit and you've got a full set of power. So let me show you where that's at. Like I said, I think there's a aluminum vein here somewhere. Either they removed it or it's here. I just haven't run into it again. I ran into it a while ago. Okay, so if you head, there's our camp there. Let me actually throw back on my power armor here. Okay, and we just head back here. It's almost sort of directly behind the camp up the mountain. You can't really miss it too much. It is a level 3 lock, so you'll need a level 3 to pick it. But yeah, you got this kind of radiated junkyard area. And you got these two trailers, yeah. One of them you can't get into, and the second one, you can't see the lock there, but there you go. There's your power armor set in here. It's rated power armor. I don't know what level, probably a combination, 15, 45 maybe. Anyway, if you need power armor for a challenge to scrap it or whatever, or you just want power armor, that actually spawns rated power armor all the time, right? So you could probably server up there. And yeah, so there you go. Neat little cap, I think. I like it. I've been enjoying this spot. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys my camp. You got some blackberries right over there, and we also have some, again, for another challenge, we have some aster as well. Let me see if I can find that aster. Aster was just over here. So again, we've seen a few, or even your the dailies for the pits have some aster. Let me see if I can find it. But anyway, there's some aster hiding here somewhere. There we go. Just over here. You got a couple of asters right over here for the challenge. So kind of neat. Bunch of stuff here. And there's probably a bunch of stuff more that I haven't actually discovered yet that is up here somewhere that you might find. Anyway, thank you for watching. Enjoy, and see you in the next one.